Hey everybody, welcome. Sarah Stone Love here. I'm so excited that you're here right now. And today we have something really special planned. I'm going to be introducing you to one of my dear friends. She's an incredible energy healer, and she's just come out with this new course that's all about reconnecting with your womb. And I don't know about you guys, but a lot of us women out there have been trained from our childhood, from just living in this world, growing up, feeling not safe in our bodies, not safe to connect with our bodies. And a lot of us, after we have children, we have this huge disconnect with our body because we kind of give our body to others and we no longer see it as ours. We begin identifying with it being for others. So this program that she's come out with, I just started it. It's amazing, and it really comes home to me for what I need to work on next in my journey. So I am just so excited to talk to Florence today and share all of
Mhm.
this with you. Yay! Now, Florence, tell me a little bit about your background.
Hi, I'm Florence. I am an energy healer. I've been doing spiritual work for over 6 years now. I started as a massage therapist, then learned more about Reiki, then switched completely into energetic work because that's what I was the most curious about. And then I really dived deep into energetic work. And then after I went through a big phase in my life where I went through a dark hole and I realized that I had so much tension in my uterus that I had to release. So I was in a toxic, living in a toxic environment for myself, and I reached that point where I really felt like something big needed to shift. If not, I will be injured in my womb. So either like whatever, I felt like I was about to get a cancer or like ovaries, my womb was all inflated. And I started to learn more about tantra work and breathing technique mixed with energy healing that I work together. And somehow in 3 months, I healed my womb and released all this energy that was stuck in there to bring it all out of myself just by doing breath work mixed with tantra teaching. And that's how now, a couple of years later, after still keeping on learning about tantric work and getting myself even more knowledgeable in these area, then now I feel like I was ready to build my own course, help women who also suffer in from their womb and have often uterus issues, period pain, irregular cycle. So I can just help them not having this for themselves and just connect back to their body again and just find their light again.
So you went from being in pain most days or just on your period to what?
It was so bad. It was every day. And my belly was all hard. My uterus was so hard every day. It was like not normal. All this because I had so emotion that I was repressing, putting down a lot. Because our womb is connected to our brain, there is like a gland that is in our brain that is send signals to our womb. And all my emotion was like, I didn't have an outlet. I didn't have the tools to that I didn't know how to just like cry it out. And I didn't have a space to just let all my emotions out. So I was just keeping holding everything down.
So are you in pain now? What has the transformation been?
Yeah, I'm not in pain anymore. And yeah, I know I'm not in pain anymore, and I keep on working on my womb. And for me, it's like something that is sacred. I'm committed to my practice 3 times a week, every week, and I make sure that I want to keep my light on because once you turn your light on, you don't want to have it off. And you know what caused it to turn it off when you get very in tune with yourself. So I want to keep my light on. So I make sure I work on my womb every week. Not work, but just like, play with my womb.
And so this work that you do, are you talking about like physically touching yourself or is it like breath work?
So I mix whatever I need. So sometime I always start like just touching myself and just having like self intimacy with myself. That's how I start. But sometime there is stuff that just want to come up. And even if I want to reach the orgasm, even if I want to, have a lot of pleasure, sometimes, well, it's not going to be as as much pleasure as I thought it was because something has to come up. So when something has to come up, I just like allow it to come up and I just take the time that I need to let it out. And I'm gonna pause. I'm not gonna try to have an orgasm. I'm just gonna let it come up. Whatever emotion needs to rise to the surface because it's ready to rise. So it's just taking some time, at least 3 hours during my week, to take time for intimacy with myself, whatever it is, either like orgasm or touching myself or.
Well, I just started your course and I've only
Yeah.
gotten through the first 3 or 4 videos. But
Yeah.
I already am spending more time like just talking to my body and thinking about my body. And
So
it
you're
feels,
already having this awareness starting coming up.
and so I know very little about reconnecting with the womb. I spend all my time focusing on the heart.
Yeah.
And I was just doing some research before we came to this interview. And I found it so
Yeah.
interesting that there's memories in there.
In your womb, yeah, it's imprinted.
Talk to me about that. Is there a way we can clear that?
Yeah, so what happened is from we have imprint from generational trauma as well, from our mother, from grandmother, great grandmother, all of our lineage. If no one has been working on their womb, the imprint still gets stores in it. So when just one person start to reconnect with their womb, start to clear everything, start to really work on it and really make sure they're taking the time to acknowledge what happened in their lineage, then they just clear the whole generational like trauma that was imprinted in their womb.
Talk to me again about how you were just saying that we can clear the energy out of our womb, of our ancestors' trauma and stuff. Like, is for somebody that's new to energy work and they don't know much
Mhm.
about it, what does that mean?
I know it's gonna sound simple, but it's really acknowledging what happened. And what happened is when you really get into meditative state, you start to do breath work, there's some memories that comes back your in your mind. So maybe you're gonna have some picture coming back up. Maybe you're gonna have feeling that gonna arise in your body. But if you never take the time to sit with those feelings and acknowledge what happened, you can never let these emotion or these old memories imprint in your womb come up to the surface. So they always just get trapped in there, sort of. And it can comes from your and you have some that from your birth, like as you get older, like you have a lot of things imprinted in your womb, like from a young age, that you are able to actually release from your womb if you really sit with it and if you really take time to connect with it, doing meditation, breath work, using connecting your heart, what you do, but connecting your heart and your womb together, aligning this energy, you can really let the energy rise up and then just release those imprint.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense because I mean that's the basis of any kind of energy work that I've looked into, and even more practical things like
Yeah.
David Hawkins' method is, and just about releasing any kind of trapped emotions or
Yeah.
processing any emotions in general is we have to
Yeah.
acknowledge it, face it, feel the waves of it, and then it
Yeah.
dissipates. Similar to that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And it's not something that can be like clear up like in one go. It's something that goes like through your whole lifetime. But the more work you entangle, the more it help you and the more it just clear your lineage, your like woman lineage. So for the the baby you're gonna born, then she's gonna have less because you've been doing a lot of work on yourself. But you can never put pressure on yourself and want to be 100% clear because it's a lifelong journey. It's not something that is gonna be out in one go. You know what I mean?
I love that. And I agree with you. There's
Yeah.
layers to everything that we're working on. And the
Yeah.
more we're willing to acknowledge it, the deeper we can go. And it's almost like a protection mechanism. Like if you were to
Yeah.
do it all at once, it'd be too much. You wouldn't be able to handle it.
Oh, it's be too much. It's layers, and the more you do it, the more your body gets time to reconnect. And I love because you work so much with the heart. But now it's like in the work that I do is you connect your heart to your womb and you let that energy align and then you connect it with your head, with your third eye. And when you learn how to connect your womb, your heart, and your third eye, then you just are more in alignment with yourself and your decisions are going to be way more clear, better. The partner you're going to choose is going to be way more aligned. And if you're not connected to your womb at all, you're always gonna attract the wrong guy for you, the toxic relationship.
I love that. I love the practical applications of what this does for you, like on a day-to-day life.
Yeah.
What are some of the
Mhm.
signs that someone's disconnected from their womb?
This is more tantra work as well, but you're gonna see the girls that are disconnected from your womb, they just not gonna have their aura, they're not gonna be glowy, their light's gonna be gone. Their aura is gonna be like faded. And a woman that is actually have good sex or good sex with herself, she's gonna have this glow, she's gonna be magnetizing, she's gonna enter a room and everyone's gonna notice her because she take care of herself. She take care of her woman, her feminine essence. She make her sexual energy alive within yourself, and that's how you're gonna notice that woman.
I'm curious about this. So the whole YouTube channel that I have here is all about manifesting and recreating
Yeah.
the life that you love. And the
Uh-huh.
womb is creation.
Yes.
Have you used your connection with that to manifest, or what are your thoughts around that?
I feel like my whole youth, and I just feel very sexually in tune, and it's always been very easy for me to manifest all my desire. And I could always be able to turn whatever dream I had into my reality. Having your sexuality, and this is something we're gonna do in the course as well, and you're gonna go through it as well. It's like I teach how to have energetic orgasm, so how to get to really connect your womb, your heart, and your head, like I was talking prior. And after that, once you're done with those exercises, I really encourage you to do something creative afterwards just to keep that energy flowing within your body because it's already active, you know? And the more you start channeling this sexual energy into a creative outlet, it's the more you really start to connect with this creative energy and how you can start to really create the life you desired and start to putting all this energy that you create in yourself out there in your physical reality.
And, for people out there that are like me, because you've given me some really good advice already on this, that are people pleasers or have, that's something that I'm breaking free of. But I've been a
Yeah.
heavy people pleaser my whole life.
Mhm.
And that's totally been reflected in my sexuality of pleasing the man and even like faking orgasms and things of that nature to make the guy feel
Yeah.
good. And I kind of mentioned this to you before about my history of people pleasing, and you gave me some really good advice about stop focusing on the others and what's going on around and just being more
Yeah.
present with you and focus on pleasing you. Talk to
Yeah.
me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I feel like women in general have a tendency of like people pleaser because they love it's more about relationship. They love being in relationship with others. They love communication. They love in general. It's not every woman that are like this, but women have a tendency that we are the caregivers. So we love to give, we love to nurture. But what happened when a woman shifts all of her energy back to herself and stop people pleasing? She just bring all the energy back to herself, literally, and she stopped people pleasing. And when
Yeah.
you stop focusing on what people's want, then you can actually start to focus and being in tune and what are your desire. And then that's how your man is gonna want to fulfill you sexually because he's gonna know that you want that for yourself. If you don't want that for yourself and you just always look at him what he wants, then he cannot please you. You know what I mean? Because you don't even know what you want. And you don't even want anything for yourself. So how you expect your partner that will want something for you if you don't even want it for yourself and you just want to make him feel good, you know? So he's not going to give you as much of a good time if you don't even want that for yourself. When they're first starting out, I feel awareness is always a first start. So when you notice already that you are a people pleaser and that you notice that you're always like thinking about other people but not yourself, the awareness is always a first step. And start to like, hold yourself and more connect with your intimacy. This is something you can start with. It's a small step, but everything starts not from you cannot create if you're disconnected. You know what I mean? It's hard to create and to know what you want if you're disconnected from your body. So, first of all, I really encourage women to reconnect with their self-intimacy. That's why I created this course, you know? Yeah.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I've already started practicing that I really love is just like
Mhm.
in the bathtub, rubbing my arms and legs and saying, I
Yay.
love you, body. You're so
Yes.
beautiful. Thank you for being here with me. It's like
Yeah.
forming a relationship with your body.
There's no right way of doing these kind of things. Just like, yeah, just like you do, like just taking time to, and it's not about like masturbating straight away and making yourself come. It's just about reconnecting with your body and just like holding yourself and really feeling the feeling of like, okay, I'm holding me. I'm like, okay, this is my body. It's like just feeling the feeling and no pressure, no judgment, just not trying to, connect yourself intimacy by giving yourself an orgasm because sometimes women are so disconnected and feel so much shame and guilt that thinking they cannot even think about having an orgasm. You know what I mean? It's not there yet. It's just first step is just holding yourself and loving yourself and just taking a moment to just and take an hour in your bed naked if you want and just like hold yourself and just touch your skin without judgment because women has this thing that we judge our body so much and touching yourself and be like, oh, my arms is fat or, like I have this like thing on my belly that is so annoying. It's like just touching yourself, loving every part of yourself is like the first step. Even this like thing on your arms that you hate or this jelly on your belly, or this loose skin, whatever, So whatever it is, just like just love every part of yourself.
And I feel like I love that being the first step because it's so simple and it's all about self-love, which I highly believe is the
Yeah.
answer to everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes that's easier said than done for some people, right?
Yeah, it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's like deconditioning because you've been repeating yourself, like, you do mindset work, like that's what we do. It's like we've been conditioning ourselves to talk a certain way about ourselves, but you need to like relearn how to do it. But this is the same thing that applies with you in bed. Like, and no matter how much if you have your partner, no matter how much your partner is gonna say you're pretty, if you don't believe with yourself, then even if he says how much you're pretty, how much he loves you, how can you be confident in bed if you don't believe you're awesome with a man? You know what I mean? So it has to start from you. Then the men will follow after that.
Totally believe that. It's the energy is without words, it's just spoken.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
so would you say then, just like saying an affirmation almost by touching your body and saying, I love you, even if you don't feel it when you're doing it at first,
Yeah.
over
Yeah, of
time begins
course.
to
Of
shift?
course. Yeah. I love you. Oh, I have this thing, but it doesn't look bad. You know what I mean? It's like just switch it the way you talk about it. And the more you say, it doesn't look that bad, then at some point it's like, oh, it looks good. It's gonna switch, you know?
I love that. Yes, I
Yeah.
do know what you mean. Um, for women maybe that have experienced like sexual trauma in their childhood
Mhm.
or like rape or something horrific like that, do
Yeah.
they have to relive any of that? When we were talking about acknowledging, do they have to relive
Yeah.
that trauma to release it? Or talk to me about that.
Yeah. I feel like there's some people that like when they do these kind of work to relieve the trauma. I don't think you have to relive the trauma, but I think when you get very safe, very comfortable, it's when the trauma is gonna come back. So it's when you can decide if you let it go. Because when you get very comfortable and very in a meditative state, and you're gonna come back in bed, and sometime what can happen is that that trauma is gonna get, and I talk about it a lot in my course, but it's like about unfinished stress cycle, and those unfinished stress cycle turn into trauma. When you have this trauma that is stuck in your body, I make you shift in your body and where this trauma gets stuck in. Is it in your back? Is it in your hips? Is it in your legs? And just focus on that part and just focus to release this trauma. But when you can really let this trauma go when you actually feel super safe in your body. But until you feel super safe and relaxed, then this trauma it kind of gets stuck with you. You know what I mean?
And when it gets stuck in is what does that energy and trauma do? Can it create like pain or does it manifest in different ways?
It can manifest in different ways as illness. It can manifest as, yeah, pain that is, you always feel like something is there, but you don't know what it is.
Like my mysterious hip pain in my own body.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about when we connect with our womb? Have you noticed anything like your menstrual cycle changing, or like has that become less painful? Has anything shifted for you by
Yeah.
studies?
Yeah, since I've been connecting more with my womb, actually, I started to be more connected with my cycle at the same time when I started to connect. Well, I feel like since like 12 years, I've been wanting to learn more about following my natural cycle, being more connected to my womb. But yeah, definitely now it's like because I connected more, I know my cycle exactly. I know exactly when I'm ovulating. I know exactly my follicular, my luteal phase. I'm super conscious about my body's rhythm, how it feels, and I feel like there's something very powerful in as a woman knowing all these things about yourself and knowing your body so well. It's like I feel like you really need to be connected with yourself to notice these kind of thing.
Yeah, very empowering just to
Yeah.
know exactly what's happening inside of you. So I have a question, okay? I was doing a healing yesterday. So this is so
Okay.
fun that it's all pointing me to this direction, that this is the next phase to get me to my
Okay.
next level of awakening is this connection with my womb. I think that's why I've
Yeah.
been channeling these ancient grandmothers. It's all
Yeah.
everything's coming together. So I was doing this healing yesterday for a friend, and I have found that when I'm healing others, it's often a mirror of something that I need to hear. It's the way
Yeah.
for spirit to travel through and give me messages for me that I'm not
Mhm.
hearing. And so I'm always like, what am I going to learn about myself today when I go to do a healing? It's so cool.
Yep.
And it ended with her needing to reconnect with her womb. And so we were putting our hands on there, and I heard all of our ancestors are within there, and they're
Okay.
waiting for you to tell you a message, and they just need you to listen. And I thought it was really powerful. I was like getting cold chills. And I was wondering if you've had any experiences like that. Did you get messages from your ancestors by connecting to your womb?
I I didn't try to connect with my ancestors while connected with my womb yet. It hasn't been on my path, but now that you mention it, maybe it's gonna come.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
I had a little bit of a crazy thing that came up with me in healing. I had like a lot of things coming out of my womb or like crazy thing. Like I've done healing on other women as well that has like a bunch of men like getting out of their womb. You know what I mean? Like lineage like getting out because there was a bunch of men going in there. You know what I mean? So I've seen a lot of like crazy energy healing that I've done on other women, but on me specifically, I haven't really taken the time to connect with ancestors in my womb. But now that you mention it,
That'll be fun. That'll be
yeah,
part two of our interview. You tell
I
me what
know
happens.
what happened. What came out of my womb? Yeah,
So, what
that's
about
interesting.
all of this way that we've been trained, and I know I have heavily, to be like, when I'm on my period, it's so bad. It's so terrible. It's such a mess. It's so gross. And like, how that blood is actually so sacred, and just
Yeah,
that perspective shift. And I don't
it's
know culturally if you even had that perspective as a child like I did, but
oh yeah. I have
okay.
the worst, like I remember when I was in high school, I was about to get my period and I had the worst shit face you can have. I was being like not nice with other girls because like I was like pissed off and I remember, but now I feel like I've met women that are in their 40s and they don't have their period anymore and they say they miss their period. So I was like, that's interesting. And then I came back to me now and I really realized that how much it is it's like now I feel like it's a blessing and I'm really learning how to love being in my period because I know it's not going to be forever. So I need to cherish that moment that I shed blood like and it's like part of my it's part of me, you know what I mean? So embrace that it's a part of me and it's beautiful and it's like sacred and men doesn't have to have it so it's something that we have this because we have cycles and it's beautiful that we're different than men in that way, you know what I mean? So it's relearning how to love being a woman.
Do you think this relates or goes back at all to like this whole rise of the feminine energy and how women have been persecuted in the past for their intuitive
Mhm.
gifts and things of that nature? Do you think that's a lot of the trauma that's being stored in there? Is that
Yeah.
related to your work?
Yeah, I think yeah, it's related because I've seen so many, even in my family, like my grandmother, my great grandmother, a lot of them suffer because of men, you know what I mean? But I would say I feel like women has been so persecuted by men in a lot of ways. But I feel like now it's our time as a woman because we have power now. We have like we have, TikTok, we can talk about stuff. It's to use our power for good, you know what I mean? And it's not being victim of what men cause us or whatever. It's just being strong in ourselves and focus on our journey, our power.
I'm a big proponent and believer that when you change yourself within, that everything around you changes,
Yes,
including your
100%.
partners or your
Yes.
children for sure. So I'm on board with that 100%.
You don't have to live with this trauma your whole life and have this horrible thing that happened to you and stay with it this your whole life. It's like it's possible for women to release this trauma and live this the most amazing life they can have and have the most amazing partner as well, without like keeping this trauma stored in their body.
Well, I absolutely love your course. I've only just started and I'm already feeling closer and more connected to my body. I'm
Yeah.
feeling safer in my body. How can people find out about your course?
Well, I have my YouTube channel, so they can go on my website. I didn't launch my course yet, but I'm gonna do a pre-launch soon. So my course is not actually out yet. That's the
So how can
thing.
people get in touch with you then?
People can contact me with my website, and I have TikTok, Instagram as well. You can DM me, but mainly by my website. You can just email me and get in touch with me so we can talk about whether we should work together or not, if I can help you with your journey, because sometimes you want to help someone, but maybe that person is not ready yet. So if you want to learn more about my work, if we want to chat to make sure we could be a good match to work together, then you can just, people can just reach me on by email or on my website.
Perfect. And we'll put that information below so everybody can find you. Thank you
Perfect.
so much, Florence. This is super exciting. I feel like, we were brought together for a reason.
I
There are no
know.
coincidences in life. And I have something to give you to help you, and you have so many things to give me to help me.
I
And it's
know.
always this incredible puzzle when we all come together.
I
So
know.
I love you so much. Thank you
Yeah,
for
I
being
love you.
here.
Thanks for having me.